Joker, you're muted. Stand by. Can everybody hear my voice? Let me know in the chat. Hello, hello. In the chat. Okay. You're still muted, Joker. Please stand by while we fix these technical difficulties. Ba 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 da. Ba 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 da. Why are we not working? Yes, but not well. Sounds like the mic is. I know that, Jimmy. That's because I'm back far, far away. Joker, try coming out and in again. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Everyday Experts. While Joker figures out his audio, this is the ghost of Rob Fishbeck. Breaking it down, making my way downtown, walking fast, kicking ass. I don't know the words, but these could be the words.
People are watching you.
We're live on air right now.
Can you hear me now?
Hey! 3, 2, 1, action!
Sorry about that, folks. Welcome to Everyday Experts. I'm your host, Sir Joker, and we are lucky enough to be graced with the presence of one of the most requested ladies on the interwebs. Motherhood is something that is a big undertaking for a lot of people. And a lot of people are graced with motherhood, and a lot of people take motherhood in stride. Some mothers start motherhood at 21, 25, 30, 40. You even see some 50-year-olds beginning motherhood. So many people I ask to be on the show, say, oh, why would I be an expert? What am I expert at? And my guest was one who actually had the same conversation with me. So to explain why she's an expert, I have the pleasure of introducing Miss Helen Fishbeck. So being a single mother is twice the work, twice the stress, and twice the tears, but also twice the hugs, twice the love, and twice the pride. So it's with great pleasure that I introduce Miss Helen Fishbeck. Miss Helen, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So I'm going to ask you my first question that I ask all the guests. Super easy. If you could be a vampire, a werewolf, a zombie, a ghost, or a serial killer, which would you be and why?
Maybe a serial killer if I could get away with it.
You'd be a serial killer if you could get away with it. All right, let me write that down. Call the police after. No, I'm just kidding. So, why would you pick serial killer? I like
I don't
it.
know, because I think they're very interesting.
Most of them are very interesting. Do you have a serial killer that's imaginary that you've kind of seen on TV or in the movies, and you're like, oh wow, they're real fun and they're real.
Oh, I love watching documentaries about serial killers. I watch them all the time.
Oh, okay. Do you have a favorite one?
Not really. I think they're all very interesting. They're all different. I like the way their minds work. They're all extremely smart.
Yes.
So yeah.
I enjoy. I'm not as much of a documentary person. I like Dexter. I like Hannibal Lecter. And Joe, do you watch the show You?
No.
Okay, the show You on Netflix is a Netflix show about a disorganized serial killer, but he's very interesting. So, that's a very good answer. All right. So now we're talking about TV. We're talking about movies. As a parent, do you have a parent on TV in the movies that you saw and you kind of like looked up to, or were like, oh wow, they're really good parents?
No, because you know what? Rob always liked watching TV and movies, and I was not like that ever in my life. Like I was always outside. I was always playing sports. Like Rob was on the couch and I was outside. So it wasn't until like my 20s to where I started actually watching movies and TV shows for like the first time. Like I had a TV in my room growing up, never fucking turned it on once.
Wait, so you didn't watch any TVs or movies, like cartoons, anything? You were just outside?
I mean, maybe here or there if I was in the kitchen eating or something, but there wasn't anything that like I never got into any of that.
Okay.
I was always outside hanging out with my friends. And I think Rob just annoyed me so much because he would watch so many movies all the time, and like I think I just stayed away from it.
Do you think you stayed away from it kind of because Rob was gravitated towards it so much? Like, you think because he liked it so much, you were just like, oh, he's a weirdo. I want to go outside. I want to play. I'm not going to do that.
That and I don't know. I didn't like to sit at home. I was always like out, always out. Rob didn't do sports. I did sports.
What sports did you play?
So I did track and cross country. Then I played water polo. I did dance like when I was young up until like 8th grade. And then that's when I started doing track and cross country and then water polo. But yeah, and I did gymnastics for a while too. I did a lot. And then I played a lot of things.
So, water polo. How did you get into water polo?
I loved it.
I don't even think that's a sport here. How did you get into it? Like, were you a swim kid? Like, no. I'm not saying it's not a sport. I'm saying it's not like a big sport in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Like, I just tried it out one day and I really liked it.
Did you like swimming and stuff like that?
Swimming, not so much, because swimming is just straight swimming. Like water polo, it's a game at least, so like you swim to like at practice and stuff, but like, playing actually is way different. It's like literally like girls beating the crap out of other girls underwater and just praying that the ref doesn't see you. Like we would be like, every time we had a game, we'd be lined up. Like every single one of us would be lined up, and the refs had to look at our nails and our toenails.
Why?
They had to be cut so short, or you were out.
So
because girls would scratch you in the water, and they would grab your swimsuit and pull you down and drown you. And then
wow.
like some girls would cut their toenails to where they're like pointed. So they could, so like the girls' toenails were pointed, so they would kick you and it would hurt, that you would release the ball. And then they would usually grab the ball from you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you grew up like in no rules water polo. I didn't know water polo was so cutthroat. I mean, I figured they would pull people down, but was
Oh yeah. And it also
anyway?
depends, like it would depend on what school you were playing, like, and you would know too, like they're dirty, like their team is dirty, like they're a dirty school, like you got to be careful, like they're crazy. Some of those girls at some of the high schools were just crazy.
Were there fights in water polo?
Not really, because it was like high school and there was so many refs watching that immediately if
Okay.
they saw you go down, they would immediately take that girl out of the pool. She would be like, she'd have to go like sit on the side for 45 seconds, you know? And then if she had 3 strikes against her, she was out of the game. Okay,
so it's sort of like hockey, like soccer-ish, where you have the penalty box and interesting. So that's interesting that you grew up competitive. What was your childhood like with Rob and your other siblings? Like, was there a competition amongst you with them?
No, I mean, me and Rob were always very close. Since we were born, we were so close in age. We were like 18 months apart. So we were just very, very close. And then there was like a gap. So like my one sister, Hannah, she was 3 years younger than me. So it went 5 years younger than my brother. And we never got along. And then Margaret is my youngest sister, and she's 7 years apart. And I just started talking to her like a couple years ago because she was so young at the time. It was like I didn't hang out with her, you know. But me and Rob always hung out.
So you guys have that closeness because of the age, and
yeah, like we always had the same friends. We always, you know, hung out together. Like we always got along.
Right.
There wasn't, you know. Yeah.
So there's a question. Were you a better sister or was Rob a better brother since you guys got along so well?
I don't know.
I'm going to take that I don't know as you were a better sister.
You know, I don't know. I was not a great sister at times, and he wasn't a great brother at times. So I think it's pretty even between us.
Okay. I mean, I'll guess I'll let you get away with that.
Definitely pretty even. I mean, he's done things and I've done things, so there's no one's better than the other.
So that means by default that you're better. I get it. I like that. So what was it like? Because he's told us that he had the ADHD and the depression diagnosis. What was that like for you? Just like,
I had the same thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So how was that dealing with the, you know, well, you were out a lot. So you kind of...
Yeah, I was. I always hung out with my friends. But like when I would be at home, I would go hang out with Rob and see what he was doing. He'd be watching a movie 9 times out of 10, and I'd come in halfway through the movie and ask 150 questions about the movie. And like wanted to murder me.
Well, because Rob loves questions and he loves having to explain stuff now.
Well, he'd have to pause the movie and explain it. And then I'd be like, well, I don't get it. And then 5 minutes later, you know, because I come in halfway through the movie, so I don't even know what happened in the beginning.
You're trying to catch up. I get it. So let me ask you a question. Being that he's so detail-oriented and, you know, a stickler for, well, this is where this goes and this is where that goes. How did that work for you? Because it seems like you were kind of like an impulsive, seat of your pants, do whatever, and he just
like OCD.
He's more like OCD, I would gather.
I had very bad OCD.
You had OCD, really?
Terribly. My room was so perfect that, like, I would fold my clothes a certain way. Like, I would fold my shirts over and over again until they were perfect. a t-shirt until it was perfect. My jeans the same way. So I knew if somebody went in my room because the slightest thing would be tilted one way. And I said, who was in my room? Like, I would instantly know somebody was in my room.
So
and then I would freak out. Like, at one time, I remember I was like, I don't know, in 7th or 8th grade, I came home and I think Rob TP'd my room. Yeah. And then I think I chased him around the house with a knife.
You chased him around the house with an... Oh, see, that's the serial killer coming out. Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah.
How did that get resolved?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, so somewhere Rob has a trip to the emergency room we got to ask him about. I get it. All right. So I read this book about somebody with OCD, and it was pretty interesting. It's called Just Checking. And when people would talk to her, she would make stars, right? With their words. But she had to close the star. So think of a star as the 5 points. She would have to close off the 5th point before she would respond to the person. Now, I know that's pretty extreme. Did you have any, like, OCD quirks?
In school, one of my friends, I had the craziest group of friends. My best friend in high school was the biggest drug dealer / drug person. Never did drugs. She was my best friend, though. I don't know why. And I would always like take everything out of my folder and stack the papers perfect and then put them back in my folder and just do it all day long, all day in class. And she would literally grab my folder, she would take the papers and fold them. And it's like, stop. Like, stop.
So that went over well with the two of you?
Because just everything was it had to be perfect. It had to be like, I would have friends come over and they would destroy my room. And I would be like, oh my God, my room's a mess. And they would be like, well, let me help you clean it up. And I'm like, don't touch anything. Sit on the bed. I will clean everything up because it had to be the way that I wanted it.
Oh, wow. So now it seems like Rob's taken over those traits from you. Do you still have those OCD tendencies or have they
after I had JJ, I had to learn to calm down because it was like I'm so focused on having everything perfect that I'm not letting him be a kid.
So
or letting myself enjoy those moments because I'm thinking everything has to be perfect.
So growing up, I'm sorry, when JJ was born, what was your anticipation for parenting? What did you think it was going to be like?
Oh, I knew nothing about it. No idea. Never read a book. After I had him in the hospital, I was laying in the hospital bed. I didn't know that they had to eat every 3 hours. I didn't know I was going to be up all night long.
Oh.
I found that out and I was like, are you serious?
You were like, can I give it back? So when he's 6 now, right? Or is he 7? Yeah. He's going to be 7. He's 6. So when you have, how old were you when you had JJ?
I was pregnant at 21. I had him at 22.
So how was it being 22, kind of just doing what you want to do, and now you're like, oh, I have a kid. I have a human being I have to take care of. What was that like for you?
Wait, at 22 or now?
How was it having you had him at 22? So what was that like?
It was definitely life-changing. I didn't sleep. Didn't know when I was ever going to sleep again. It was a lot. My mom didn't live here at the time. She lived 6 hours away from me. So I had absolutely nobody. I never got a break. Well, his dad helped out a ton, but it's like we all lived in the same house together. So it's like, we both didn't ever get a break. It was very stressful. I think that also hurt our relationship too, because there wasn't like, hey, someone's going to watch him for a night so me and him could go out. Nothing. And it was like that for a year and a half.
Oh wow.
So it was a lot.
Now for me, when my kids were younger, 150 years ago, the first year was always the most trying one. And it does put a lot of strain and toll on your relationship. How did you guys get through that first year?
I don't know.
Okay.
If it's like a blur.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I never slept, so it's like I don't know. Coffee.
How was JJ as a kid? As a baby?
Now? Oh,
No,
as a
baby.
He cried a lot. He was very he cried a lot, which was stressful. Postpartum depression definitely was there. That was hard. I don't know. It feels like so long ago.
It was, and you're just starting. So I know you said that you've had the ADHD and the depression and the OCD. How did that go with postpartum depression being dumped on top of it?
Well, I was always on antidepressants since I was 16. And then when I was pregnant, I got off of them. And then I wanted to get back on them after I had JJ, but it kind of did the opposite effect of it than it was supposed to do.
Right.
So, yeah. So I got off of them. Because the chemical balance in your woman's head after they give birth is not the same for a while, at least a year. So I waited a couple years until I got back on them.
Okay. How's JJ now?
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Never cries, never nothing. He listens.
He doesn't cry. He normally always listens. Always, unless he's really crabby and tired. Very good, so polite and loving, so fun. He wants, because he's sick, so it's like he wants to do everything,
Right.
Yeah.
So what's it like raising a boy?
Oh, I love it.
Do you want a girl?
I don't want any more kids.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, that was enough.
Factories closed, send all the workers home.
Yeah.
One's enough. Okay. Do you think because you had JJ younger that's why you don't want more kids?
Maybe that, but maybe the whole experience of being pregnant and going through labor was just a lot. I don't want to do that again.
Okay.
And I have JJ. I don't really, I don't need
I hear you. So I know you said your mom wasn't around for the first year and a half, or I'm not sure when she came. What did you learn about parenting from your parents?
I learned to once me and my son's dad broke up, I learned to do it the right way. There's no court involved. There's no special day. He's only allowed to see him if he wants to see him every day. He can see him every day. He sees him every weekend because I work every weekend. I drop him off. I'll pick him up. His dad will do the same. We get along very well. He can call him every night if he wants to. I mean, given JJ doesn't really like to talk on the phone, but if he wanted to, his dad does call him on the nights he doesn't have him.
Right.
And I did the same. And yeah.
So when we did our
JJ, nothing else.
Well, that's good. Did it take you guys a long time to get there after you initially separated, or was that never really?
Not really. I mean, I was always like, you could see him whenever you want. There was never like anything like that. Man, maybe we fought sometimes. I mean, we still fight here and there, you know, but it's not like, I mean, we were fine in the next day, you know?
Right.
So
co-parenting has been easy, hard, difficult, challenge.
easy.
What is it? It's been easy?
For the most part, easy. You know, his dad, like if there's something that I don't like, I'll tell his dad, and his dad will be like, okay, and change it.
Okay.
Like there's no fight. There's no, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow, that's awesome. So, when we were doing our pre-interview, you said you had a very deep quote. It said, "Child support and court arrangements are stupid as shit." That was the quote you used. So, kind of go into that a little bit, because I know you said you don't
write that down.
Of course, I did.
Oh well, you know, for my situation,
yeah. Okay.
For some people's situation, no. It all depends on the situation. If the dad's not involved in the person's life at all, go get child support. If there's more than one kid involved, or if you've been married to that person for over 10 years and they've always been, you know, the one providing the money, and then now you get divorced, whatever. My situation, no. I don't think, you know, what do we need it for?
Okay. And that works for you.
He pays for JJ the same amount I pay for JJ. He puts him in sports, takes him to the sports. I put him in a sport. I'll take him to the sport. You know, he pays for school. I'll pay for school supplies. You know, he takes them 3 or 4 days out of the week. 3 days out of the week, I have him the other 4, but he'll take them one extra, like at night, you know, when he gets home from work. So everything is just 50-50. Like, I work to provide for me and my son. He does the same thing. I don't need to take money out of his pocket when he could be spending that money on him on the weekends, which he does. So it's fine.
If you needed money, you would just ask him, and he would be like, "Oh,
yeah," and he'd give it to me in a heartbeat.
Oh, but that's a really good arrangement. So now I find, and this is not going against what you believe, I find that some relationships, like you were saying, you do need that. You do need somebody involved, because the parents just can't get on the same damn page. Now, do you have friends, or have you seen situations where parents the co-parents aren't good co-parents?
Friends, no, because I was so young, and that like now people are finally having kids. Where like I did that 6 years ago, so I don't really have anybody that, you know, has kids like right now, you know.
Because when I had my kids, because my kids are 16 and 14, so when I had my kids, I was the youngest. Like I was like you, I was the only one married. I was the only one with kids in my kind of friend group. So a lot of the stuff my friends are doing now, I did 10 years ago. So I think that's interesting. How do you feel watching your friends kind of go through the stuff that you went through already years ago? How do you feel like?
I mean, one of my friends and her boyfriend, they're probably going to get married though soon. They just had a baby in January, but like, and I see the little girl all the time, but I mean, I don't know. They get along great. So I don't know. Other than that, none of my like immediate friends have kids. I mean, people I went to high school with, I see them on, you know, line just having kids and stuff, but I don't talk to them, you know.
So let's pretend I'm one of your friends. I come up to you. I just had a baby. Oh, I'm pregnant. I just found out I'm pregnant. Oh, hey, Helen, I just found out I'm pregnant. What should I do? What advice are you giving to other parents, to other new parents?
It depends on their situation.
Just a general situation. Let's say baby daddy, baby mother together, yada yada. They're having a baby. They've been together for a couple of years. What advice do you have for parenting for me?
I don't know.
Well, I know one thing you said was that you guys didn't make time for yourself as a couple.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you would do like something along those lines, probably.
Yeah, to always make time for them, yeah.
And what else? I know you also said that you didn't sleep. Nobody told you
Yeah.
that you wouldn't sleep? Really? Because I know when my friends that are having kids now, I'm like, listen, get as much sleep as you can and get the baby on the schedule as
With the
quick as you
baby.
You like sleep? JJ
Baby
slept with you?
sleeps. When the baby sleeps, you sleep.
Oh, okay. So sleep on a baby schedule. Did you ever try to adjust JJ's schedule for you so that like he was up during the day and asleep at night? Did you ever try to do that?
Eventually, yeah.
How old was he probably when you started doing that?
I don't remember. That was so
Okay.
long ago.
You
It
act like
feels like so long ago.
You act like JJ's 120.
I'm not Rob. I don't remember everything.
Okay. All right. So,
I remember what happened last week. That's about it.
Okay. 10-year-old Helen, 20-year-old Helen, and soon to be 28-year-old Helen are sitting down at dinner together. What is dinner like?
What do you mean?
So, Helen, you at 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
You at 20 years old. And you now. The three of you are sitting together at dinner. What does dinner look like?
I don't remember when I was 10 years old.
No okay. So we'll say 15.
I don't really remember 15. 20. I don't know. I drank a lot.
Okay. So you now and 20-year-old Helen are doing shots.
I think the same. Maybe I would punch myself in the face at 20. But that was about it.
Okay, so let's say you and 20-year-old you. Okay, right when you found out you were pregnant, what would you tell you then? So you now, what would you tell you then?
I don't know, because I would tell myself like to leave my situation and to have great 20s, but I can't say that because I love JJ and I don't regret him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think everything happens for a reason, and I think that everything I've gone through led me to where I am now. So I don't know.
Okay. So you would probably give yourself some kind of parenting advice. That makes sense. Because you don't regret JJ. I wouldn't think you would. So what's it like? And I know you're not technically like single. So what's it like being a single mom?
It's fine. I mean, I don't mind it.
Okay.
I mean, me and JJ are like best friends. You know, we hang out all the time. We go do fun stuff together all the time. You know, it's actually fine because it's like I could go do things and he could be at his dad's house. So it's like, works out.
You get to, have your freedom and do stuff.
Yeah.
What's JJ like?
What do you mean?
What's he like? What kind of kid is he? Describe him in one word.
I told you, he's perfect.
Is he in school yet? He's in first grade, right?
He'll be in first grade.
Oh, he's going into first grade.
Yeah.
How's the adjustment been for you with him going into school?
Oh, he loves school, and he was very happy to be back once he was able to because of COVID. Well, I put him in school when he was 2 years old, so he's always been in school.
Okay. Like daycare school or like
No, like school. Like he turned 2 and I was in school, so I was like, you have to go to school because I'm in school and I need someone to watch you while I'm in class all day. So like he went to like there's like the college thing or whatever that like
Okay.
had preschool. So like he was just in preschool for like 3 years and then he went to kindergarten.
Oh, so he was ready. He was super ready for school.
Oh yeah. He's used to it.
So now we talked about JJ and we talked about like the parenting and all that stuff. So what's something that's really quirky about you now, present day Helen? Let's really weird or odd about you.
I don't know.
There's nothing at all. No quirks.
No.
All right, so I'll give you a question. Somebody we both know, a ginger, likes to go shopping for other people's stuff that's been discarded at night. Some people might refer to this as dumpster diving.
Curbside shopping.
Curbside shopping. Have you gone curbside shopping with your elder brother?
No.
Never.
No.
Why not? That would sound like a fun brother-sister thing.
What?
It sounds like something fun you guys could do together.
No, that sounds like a lot of driving around when I could be in my bed watching TV, you know?
So you and Rob have flipped roles.
Literally.
So now what TV shows?
He's all into working out. I quit working out, you know, like total opposite.
Okay. So what TV shows do you watch since you're in bed, all the time and you don't have kids?
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Great TV show. I just watched Jaws today.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was fine. I mean, the movie was so old, so it looks so fake, you know.
It's what, like 30 years, 40 years old?
I don't know.
Did you enjoy it though, despite the fakeness?
Yeah, it was good. I want to watch the second one.
Okay. Are there any other older movies that you've watched recently?
Yes. So my favorite actor is Denzel Washington. So obviously I've seen like most of his movies repeatedly.
Okay.
But I was like, you know what? I want to watch every single one of his movies. So I was like, all right, let's just knock them off the list. So I watched The Pelican Brief,
Mm-hmm.
great movie, and then I just watched The Bone Collector.
Okay. Which one did you like better?
They were both great. I mean, Denzel Washington, I can't compare him and they're all great.
Well, it was two different roles. Okay, so what other Denzel movies have you seen?
There's one Denzel Washington movie I didn't really like.
All right, we can end the show now.
You remember that movie I told you about?
Man on Fire, The Equalizer,
No,
John Q.
No, it was one when he was the bad guy. I didn't like it because he was the bad guy.
Training
Day. I didn't like it because he was the bad guy in that, and Denzel's never a bad guy. So.
Oh my god! So
I like when he's a badass and kills people, but like I don't like when he's a bad guy.
That's okay. So he can maim people and kill people and stab them with shot glasses in the eyes, but he's a bad cop and you don't like it. Which is interesting because Training Day is my favorite movie.
You know, it's a lot of people's favorite movie, and why? I don't know why. Equalizer, Man on Fire, way better movies.
Why are they better?
Because Equalizer, he saves that teenager from being a freaking prostitute. And, you know, like, and then in Man on Fire, he protects that little girl. You know, so he's like, even though he's killing people and stuff, he's the good guy in it at the end.
But in Man on Fire, he was an assassin. So he wasn't. It's okay. He's an assassin. So you like the premises of what he did better than Training Day.
Yeah, because Training Day, he just, like, he did bad things.
But he also did good things.
I don't know.
He was a cop.
So that doesn't make him a good guy.
Well, he did good things as a cop is what I mean.
Mm.
Well, okay. So you don't like Training Day. That's cool. Other Denzel movies you like?
John Q, I remember watching growing up.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember the names of it. But I mean, I've seen a lot of them.
Okay, so
Equalizer 2.
Okay.
The Deja Vu movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was that one. See, I don't remember the names. There was that one movie.
You have to describe it so we can help you.
I don't know the names of them though. I have to look them up.
I know. Describe it. I remember Deja Vu. All right, we'll talk about John Q. Being a parent, what did you take away from John Q as a parent?
Oh, he was a badass. He went to go save his son.
Okay, so it's okay that he held up the whole hospital.
Yeah, that's fine. He did it for his kid.
So that makes it okay. So, in that line of thinking, parents that'll do anything for their kids, you're down with that. You like that.
Oh yeah. Like if something happened to my kid, I would do the same thing.
You would hold up the hospital.
If I had to.
Okay. I respect that. Any other Denzel movies?
Out of Time, I saw that movie.
Okay.
There was one movie that I saw like a month ago, but I don't remember it.
His new one?
He died though at the end. That was so sad. No, I thought it was his new one, but come to find out it wasn't.
Okay. I thought it was this one. Okay. All right, so we're going to change gears. I know we've been talking about your movies and all that stuff. So we're going to talk about Helen.
Light. That was a great movie.
With the alcoholic pilot, but it was okay, right? Because he saved everybody.
Yeah, but he landed that plane.
I'm starting to see a common theme here of like the destruction's okay as long as he helps people. I like it.
He can land planes and he can stop trains.
Oh, Unstoppable?
Oh yeah.
With Chris Pine, you like that one too?
Yeah, that was good. Remember the title of this great movie, Inside Man, Safe House. That was the one.
Safe House. Oh, with Ryan Reynolds. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a few movies ago. A few movies ago.
Yeah, see, I thought Safe House was the new movie, but it wasn't.
All the Little Things is the new movie, I believe.
Yeah. I didn't see that one because it came off HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move to, the big question of now as JJ gets older and you are moving forward in life. Are you looking to be in a relationship? Are you looking to date? Are you not looking to date?
Not right now.
Because you're trying to find.
I was in 2 serious relationships before. It's time for me to find me, and live my best life. And, for right now, I'm fine where I am. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you go hang out with your friends, what do you do for fun then?
Oh, we drink, hang out, and laugh.
Do you land planes? Do you fly planes too?
No.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah, any Denzel Washington movie.
Okay. Except for Training Day.
Yeah. Why is drinking bad?
Okay, so I know you said I didn't say it was bad. I don't think drinking's bad at all. Are you asking me if I think drinking's bad?
Nah, I was in the group chat and I was just talking. Rob told me not to do that though.
Oh, that's okay. Don't listen to Rob.
Look at the camera.
So let me ask you a question. All right, hold on 1 second. So, what do you best date you've ever gone on?
I don't know. I don't want to answer that. I think he froze.
Hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear me or no?
Yeah.
You heard me? Oh, you can hear me now. Okay, so what was the best date you ever went on?
I don't want to answer that.
Okay, so you don't want to answer date questions? It's okay.
Oh, Rob said check your Streamlabs.
I can't get to it. That's why I didn't. All right, hold on. Do you want to ask me any questions while I check my Streamlabs?
What about how was your first marriage?
How was it?
Yeah.
It was okay. We started going out really young. We met when we were 17, so we were in high school, and we kind of grew apart as we grew older. We were together for 12, 13 years, so it was a long time. Then we had 2 kids. So, like you were saying, I think that became a strain on the relationship, and then I think
How
we
long
just
were
grew
you
apart.
married for?
4 years. We dated for 4 years. We were engaged for 4 years, and we were married for 4 years.
Holy shit, that's a long time.
Yes, yeah, I'm old.
So 12 years you were with the same person. I'm bored after a year.
Well, me and my current wife, we've been together for about like 5.5 years. So most of my relationships have been long relationships. I haven't had any relationships for like 2-3 months.
Oh wow.
Why does that shock you?
So was it a bad breakup then because you were together for
it was really hard, and there was a lot of emotions and feelings involved because we kind of grew up together. And
well, yeah, you know, like your 20s is a big, you know.
Mm-hmm. So we were together in high school. We were together in college. We were together in graduate school. You know, then we had Ayana when we were 26. And then we had Devin 28, 29. So it was a lot. It's a lot for not even being 30. 2 kids, married, and adding the second kid was just heavy on us.
Yeah. So who ended it, you or your ex? Or like mutual?
It started off mutual, but then we tried to work it out, but the feelings were actually gone from me. So we just decided it was better off for us to just keep it how it was and be friends or co-parents, whatever you want to call it.
So
Because
are
he's
you
a sweetheart.
good now?
Yeah, no, we get along really good. I see the kids every weekend. Just because of logistics with work and stuff like that, it wouldn't make sense for me to have them during the week. It's just easier for them to be with their mom. So she has them during the week. I mean, I usually have them 3-4 times a week anyway. My son doesn't always come with us because he's a teenager and he's cool.
Oh, he doesn't want to hang out with his parents. He just wants to be with his friends.
He wants to hang out with his PlayStation. That's his girlfriend, and his phone's like his mistress because trying to talk to him, he don't pay us no kind of mind at all.
They'll come back around.
He can come, but you know what? I've always said this. We established a foundation with him, and I've been present in his life. So I encourage him to make choices. And if he decides that he wants to stay home and, be around his mom, be around his PlayStation and all that stuff, that's fine with me. I think he should do what he feels is best for him. Because I think that's what he needs to do.
Yeah. Now, how far away do you live from them?
Like 15 minutes.
So that's nothing. So they can
they
come
live a couple
whenever
times.
they want.
Yeah. Again, during the week, it's a little more difficult because my daughter just started working at Old Navy.
Yeah, we're older, so that makes sense,
And a lot of my time I spent with my stepchildren.
Yeah.
Okay, so until Joker comes back, we've got the ghost of Rob Fishbeck here to entertain everybody. In the chat, Joseph Burrows says, pled the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Matt Muno says, filler. Helen's the shit. Respect to the parents. John Gibb Ben saying, man, rural Nova Scotia is so different. People that have kids have like 3 by the time they're 26. The other people have never have any or have them super late. All right, welcome back, Joker.
Yeah, that was trippy. Sorry about that. My whole internet glitched. So no, to go back to
you got to blow on it, kids.
So what happened was, as my younger kids get older, I spend more time doing stuff with them. Like my daughter still comes every weekend. But the younger ones, my daughter Heaven is 10, she's evil, and my stepson is 7. So they take up a lot of time because he just turned 7. So now it's time for what we call free association, Miss Fishbeck. That means you just tell me what kind of comes to your head, all right?
What do you mean?
So I'll give you a topic, and you just say whatever you think. So, for example, if I said Chicago, you would say like, "Oh, where I'm from," so something like that. It's easy. Just say whatever comes to your head. If you need, okay. You said what?
You're gonna say something?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, being a Fishbeck.
That's it?
Yep, that's the first one. It's a bunch of topics.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
What's it like being a Fishbeck?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. Why is it exhausting?
I don't know.
Okay. Who's your favorite sibling?
Rob.
Did Rob pay you to say that?
No.
They would all say that about me. All of them.
Does Rob get along with all of your siblings the best, do you think?
Well, he's the only guy sibling, so it's like he has a different relationship with each one of us. Okay. You know what I mean? I pick Rob because I think I've always just been close to Rob, and right. I've always hung out with him my whole life. Right. So, yeah, but it's bullshit. He wouldn't say that about me.
Oh, Rob, I hear you skulking. Helen has issued a challenge, Robert.
I have them ranked accordingly.
Oh, you have them ranked. Okay, we're going to talk about those sibling rankings when you come back on for part 2. So, the next topic. Being part of a YouTube community. How do you feel about being part of, even though it's in a periphery, like in the outskirts, of being part of a YouTube community?
Like the Facebook group?
Yeah, sure. Because we aren't real. Remember? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. I like meeting you guys. You guys are awesome. Like especially when I'm driving home at night at 2 a.m. and I'm so tired and I'm like, okay, cool. I can hop on Zoom and hang out with you guys on my way home,
Right.
and talk to you guys, on my way home. Like that, I think that's fun. It's cool to meet you guys. Everyone lives in a different, state, which I think is awesome. Like Jared, like I'm going to Portland for a wedding, but I'm flying into Seattle for a day. So I messaged Jared and I said, hey, never been to Seattle. Make me a list of like the things that I should do the most.
Okay.
And it's like he's from Seattle, so it's like, okay, so he told me everything to go do that I should go do and what's awesome and like what restaurants are great to go to. And so I was like, this is great.
Okay. What was your trip to the St. Louis Zoo like? St. Louis Zoo, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was different because like as a mom, I like to get there when it opens. Okay, I'm the type of person that has OCD, so I want to see every single thing at that zoo and do every single thing before we leave. I like to be there open to close. Well, I'm also going for two of my siblings that don't have kids and are nothing and don't like to eat and don't like to walk around all day. So we got there, not at the time I wanted to be there at. And it was like they got tired after 2 hours and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like we have a list of things that like we have to go do. We didn't even see every animal yet,
Oh.
So they went off and did their own thing and me and JJ went and saw the rest.
So you saw the whole zoo?
Yeah, but we didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because we got there so much later. I wanted to be there. They opened at 8. I would have liked to be there between 8 or 9. We didn't get there till like 11.
Oh, that's hard. Because you're already going in there. You're going in there. He's going to be hungry soon, and it's starting to get hot.
At like 12 o'clock, we had to eat. That took an hour. So it's like, okay, that was a waste of an hour.
I have a question. Did Rob try to steal any of the food the animals were eating?
No.
Okay, good. I was worried about that. All right. 2 questions left. You're in a zombie apocalypse. Okay? You know what a zombie apocalypse is, right?
Yeah, like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you're in The Walking Dead. That's perfect. What weapon are you choosing to kill the zombies?
Probably like a really big sword.
A sword? Okay.
Because a gun, you would run out of bullets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have 2 more questions. So, how did you feel? What was your response when I asked you to be on the show? What were your thoughts?
I said okay.
No, I know, but what did you think?
Oh, I don't know. I just figured that we would talk about being parents like we do sometimes on Zoom.
Right.
And yeah.
All right. So, what if you could be any superhero or supervillain? Who would you be and why?
Like, what's my favorite superhero?
Sure. Or supervillain. You could do hero or villain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't ask that because that's a lot. Because what if I have a favorite superhero and a favorite villain?
Okay, so who's your favorite superhero and supervillain?
My favorite superhero is Wolverine.
Wolverine. Interesting. Why?
I just thought he was the coolest person in the world when I was younger. You
Okay.
know, his like fist out and those knives would come out and they would just kill people, and I just thought he was cool. And
Okay.
my favorite villain is the Joker.
Well, that's a great. Why you pick the Joker?
I just think he's cool. He's just badass.
I agree with you. The Joker is badass. So now that's it. We're done. So have you decided? Have you agreed that you're an everyday expert?
Have I what?
Do you agree that you are an everyday expert now?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that was a good answer. All right. So, Miss Fishbeck, I thank you for joining me. Robert, upcoming shows. Saturday, July 10th at 10 p.m. The Bat Lady will be on, aka Mrs. Joker. My wife. We are going to be having my wife. We're gonna have her. We're gonna have the Streamlabs open. $2. You can ask a question to her and me. We might have a special guest host with us. It could be Rob, but I'm not sure yet. Tuesday, July 13th is going to be Mr. Matt Munoz, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, July 17th, we're going to have my friend Ray Eatman. He is a basketball coach at Whitman. We're going to be talking about basketball. We're going to be talking about coaching. We're going to be talking about parenting dynamics and fatherhood. And bringing us home, the Bigger and Blacker episode, we're going to have Helen's boy, Jared Jenkins, on Saturday, July 24th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Music production and hating on Seattle, which is one of his pet peeves. So I thank everybody for joining me on Everyday Experts. Thank you, Helen. You're the best.
Thank you.
Next time, we'll ask more questions of you. All right. Thank you from Everyday Experts. Mr.
Bye.
Fishbeck, take us away. Bye.